Hey guys, I'm Puri. Welcome to my channel. So for my first ever video, I decided to do a let's play of a pretty well-known classic visual novel called Saya no Uta. It was written by actually one of my favorite writers, Genro Bucci. If you don't know who he is, he's worked on lots of visual novels in anime and manga. I would say probably his most well-known works were Madoka and Psychopaths. He's also pretty infamous for making his characters suffer and giving his stories pretty tragic endings. Actually, a lot of fans call him Urobuchi the Butcher, which honestly I think it's actually a pretty badass nickname. So I want to give you guys a warning before I start. This game is extremely violent and sexual, and the setting is basically body horror everywhere, like 90% of the time. You'll see what I mean. I definitely don't think it's something everybody would enjoy, and there's definitely a lot of 18+ content. So, well, with that, let's start. I love the music so much. Oh God. What a beginning. So I'm going to be reading the character's dialogue, but obviously for this part I won't be. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Three such creatures sit around the table in front of me, slurping filthy sludge from their cups as they trade whines, growls, and sounds that I cannot describe. That is an Eldritch horror. By listening carefully, I'm able to grasp the gist of their conversation and respond when it is required of me. This is necessary to avoid arousing their suspicion. God, I just have to say, this is the HD version, and it is so much creepier. Ugh. Neat vision in HD. However these creatures look, they are my friends, apparently. I wish that I could still deny it, but I gave up on that a long time ago. Night after night, I went to sleep praying for an end to this nightmare, only to wake each morning to the same twisted hellscape as the day before. I know now that I have to blend in, that I have to act like one of them. Such has been my life these past 3 months, and so it will remain until the day I die. Keyboard smashing. Some of it almost looks readable. Judging by its tone, this one must be Koji, and the one next to him, squealing more than the others, is probably Omi. Which means that the one next to me is Yo, though I can no longer see any trace of her once attractive features. Rude. I try my best to ignore the rotten stench of excrement that issues from her quivering flesh. God, the descriptive writing in this. Ugh. Everything has changed. Or almost everything. By some cruel trick of fate, my relationship to the world alone remains the same, as if an insane architect took the blueprints of my life and rebuilt it out of blood and gore. These monsters and I were part of the same college club. We studied together, ate together. We even went skiing together every winter break. Now these are but painful memories of days that will never return. If only no one recognized me, I might have been able to disconnect myself from the world. It would have been comforting, in comparison, to believe that I had been abducted by aliens, or that I had stumbled through a gateway to hell. But no, this is beyond a doubt the city where I was born and raised, the society that I was part of for 20 years, save that I, and I alone, can no longer see it that way. The world as I knew is gone. I have no place to call home. I hate how you can still see the outline of things, how they really are. Everything's just covered in intestines and organs. Anyway, I can tell that whatever they're discussing is of no importance to me. I decide to keep quiet while pretending to listen. But whichever artist did the body horror in this is really talented. It's really grotesque. But just then, "Hey, Fulminori," one of the flesh beasts says as it swivels its bloodshot eyes toward me. "What do you think?" "About what?" I try desperately to suppress my loathing and behave normally, but my hoarse voice ruins the attempt. We're talking about this year's ski trip. You're coming too, right?" A slimy hole near the top of the creature writhes nauseatingly as it vomits some semblance of words. That must be Koji's face, or what I would have seen as such 3 months ago. Unable to stomach the sight of it, I avert my eyes and give a neutral answer. "I don't know." "You have other plans?" "Not really. These were my closest companions. One of them had even wished to be more. How many nights have I spent crying in loneliness, lamenting the friends who no longer exist? In 3 months, my tears ran dry, and now there is only loathing left in me. Surrounded by hideous creatures that I can only assume are Koji, Omi, and Yo, I spend every day trying to act as I always have. If I fail at this, I'll surely be sent back to the hospital. Only this time, I'll be locked away forever. No matter what, I won't let that happen. I mean, it's not like physical activity could affect your injuries, right? I feel like that's kind of a stupid question. Like, yeah, most injuries are exacerbated by physical activity. I'm not sure. I'll ask the doctor during my checkup. That's it. I can't look at them or bear their screeching any longer. I jumped to my feet, desperate to escape. Hey! Fuminori! A spray of stringy slime from the cilia around its voice box flies at me. I try to cover myself, but too late to keep the slime from splattering across my face like the yolk of a rotten egg. I'm about to lose it. I want to grab a chair, a desk, anything within reach, and use it to smash the life out of this creature, ending it all. I barely suppress the impulse. I mustn't let on that something is wrong. However they look to me, this is their world. I'm the outsider here. Like I said, today's my checkup. I've got to go. Struggling to put on a smile, I reach into my wallet, pull out the first bill I find, and put it on the table without even looking at it. I don't care about the change. I just need to get out of here. Now. Later, I mutter hastily and flee the cafeteria. I'm not crazy. That's what they all say, Fuminori. Omi's voice is so cute. Hey, says Takahata Omi. Why don't we go somewhere we can skate for this year's ski trip? Tsukuba Yo frowns at the suggestion. Skate? But why go to a ski resort to skate? Haha, give her a break, Tsukuba. It's all she talks about these days. Tono Koji supports Omi with a laugh. Her impromptu suggestions are nothing new, and it's Koji's role as her boyfriend to provide backup. They're a good match for each other, Yo thinks. Sometimes it makes her jealous. I mean, she'd seriously never gone skating before I took her the other day. Hey, is it really that strange? Not many people start skating in their 20s, you know. I was scared when I was little. Those shoes looked like big knives. But you picked it up just like that? That's pretty amazing, Omi. It's a lot like skiing. You keep your weight forward and use the angle of the shoes to steer. He made it sound so easy. I figured I should give it a try. And it was fun! So it was a date. Yo feels a stab of envy. Koji and Omi enjoy their time together, as normal lovers do. That's certainly not something that should make her jealous. It's just that her luck in love has been bad. Oh, well, I want to see Omi skate too. Yo keeps her voice upbeat, trying to cover up her disquiet. She knows that it's wrong to envy her friends. She too would be spending time with the man she admires, if not for the terrible tragedy that befell him. His is true misfortune. Her bad luck. Oops, didn't mean to do that. her bad luck doesn't begin to compare. Sorry about that, guys.
だからさ、ね、今度のスキー旅行、ついでにスケート旅行にしちゃえば2倍美味しく楽しいってわけよ。
So how about it? If we make the next ski trip a skating trip too, it'll be twice as fun. She's super genki.
でもさ、スケートはスケートリンクに行けばできるじゃない。わざわざスキー場に行ってまでやる？
Cause she's high maintenance. But you can skate at a skating rink, can't you? Why go all the way to a ski resort?
だから屋内じゃなくてさ、屋外スケート、凍った湖とかで滑れるところ。
I don't want to skate indoors. I want to skate outside on a lake or something.
そんな都合のいいとこあるかな。なんだかすっごく混んでそう。
That sounds fun, but won't it be crowded? While speaking, Yo sneaks a sideways glance at the young man sitting next to her. Although the conversation has involved only 3 people so far, there are in fact 2 couples at the cafeteria table. Yo's boyfriend, though there's still some doubt over whether he could be called that, is beside her, as silent and expressionless as a statue. I really like how they show us Fuminori's point of view of the conversation, and then what's really happening. It's interesting.
なあ、Fuminori。お前はどう思う?
And it gives a much stronger effect to show Fuminori's Fuminori's point of view first. Hey, Fuminori, what do you think? I love this music. Perhaps Koji sensed Yo's pain in his usual quiet and considerate way.
どうって。
About what? The cause of Yo's distress. Sakisaka Fuminori responds to Koji's sudden query with a vague, mumbled question of his own.
いや、だからさ、今年の冬のスキーだよ。お前も行くよな。
We're talking about this winter's ski trip. You're coming too, right? Koji speaks gingerly, as though probing a tumor. A few months ago, he would not have hesitated to rebuke Fuminori for his attitude. Their long acquaintance had forged a strong and honest friendship, but now...
わからない。
I don't know. Fuminori responds bluntly, his downcast eyes and sullen demeanor making it clear that he has no desire to break his silence.
何か他の予定でもあるのか?
You have plans?
いや、別に。
Not really. He's like, I just don't want to go with you. Even Koji, Fuminori's best friend, cannot communicate with him as before. What hope does Yo have of breaking through his shell? The scars left by the events of that late summer day are still deep all these months later. Each one of the 4 bears them, not only Fuminori. I feel like 3 months really isn't a long time. They're talking like it was several years ago. Like, oh, come on. Happened 3 months ago. Get over it.
なあ、別に運動するのが傷に触るとか、そういうわけでもないんだろ。
I mean, it's not like physical activity could affect your injuries, right?
どうだろうな。今日の診療で先生に聞いてみる。
Not sure. I'll ask the doctor during my checkup. As though that answer drained the last of his patience, Fuminori bolts out of his chair.
おい、Fuminori!
Hey! Fuminori! Even Koji can't keep his voice from rising as he tries to stop Fuminori from leaving. Fuminori reacts swiftly, throwing his hand over his face as though to shield himself from something terrifying. Oops. Maybe some spit flew inadvertently from Koji's mouth, but that happens sometimes. Fuminori's reaction is beyond the pale. Like I said, Fuminori snaps, making no attempt to relieve the discomfort of his friends. Today's my checkup. I have to go. Even as he tosses money on the table to pay for his coffee, he acts like he's touching something filthy. Later. Fuminori stalks out of the cafeteria, almost as if he's running away. Cloaked in heavy silence, the remaining three lower their gaze to the table, where the abandoned 10,000 yen bill sways forlornly. Fuminori's coffee is untouched. I can't take this anymore, Omi says with a sigh, but Koji shakes his head reproachfully. Fuminori just needs a little more time. But it's been 3 months. What's with his attitude? I feel like I'm going crazy hanging around him. Again, it's only been 3 months. That's not a long time at all to get over something traumatic. Hey, I don't understand what he's going through either. I don't think any of us can. Can you imagine losing your whole family like that? That'd screw anyone up. It could have happened to anyone. A tractor trailer flipped over on the highway, crushing the Sakisaka family car into twisted scrap. They said it had been difficult to tell the bodies of Fuminori's parents apart. That's horrific. For a while, it had looked as if there was no hope for Fuminori either. It was nothing short of a miracle that he was able to leave the hospital and return to a normal life. Well, or so they thought. He was worse when we went to see him in the hospital, remember? He was terrified of us, like he didn't know who we were. He even had to be tied to the bed, he freaked out so bad. I'm just glad he's made it this far. There's still something strange about him. What's with the way he looks at us? It's like we're not even human. Cut it out, Omi, Koji says forcefully, probably less out of empathy for his friend than out of consideration for Yo. While Koji's kindness makes her happy, Yo also knows that she mustn't take advantage of it. Fuminori is the victim, just as Koji said. He's the one who deserves the most sympathy. Yo's feelings for Fuminori are her problem, and no one else's. She doesn't blame Fuminori for not giving her an answer after she worked up the courage to ask him out. In fact, she thinks even more fondly of him for taking the time to consider than she would have had he treated their relationship casually. Apparently, the fact that Fuminori did not reject her was enough to make them a couple in Koji and Omi's eyes. They've had plenty of fun at Yo and Fuminori's expense since. The truth of it, though, is that he still hasn't given her an answer. After revealing her feelings to him, Yo didn't see Fuminori again until a week later, and then she could only stare at his broken body through the window of the ICU. And when he was finally released, after 50 days that seemed an eternity, he was somehow different. She's starting to doubt that he even remembers what she confessed to him before the accident. Now winter is coming, and her feelings seem forgotten in the cold, lonely air. And that's where we're gonna stop for today. Alright guys, so that's it for the first part of my Sai no Uta Let's Play series. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm sorry if I sounded a little nervous at all or messed up. I've never done Let's Play before and I'm really shy, so yeah, if you guys have any suggestions of things I could do to, like, you know, improve my video, just let me know. Okay, bye. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.